So it's gonna be times when we're not feeling the best. It's okay. Back it up because somebody with it will be in your position.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you're feeling that your work. So there's always something to learn in every situation.
Yeah.
Stay positive. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It took me. I was in my deepest darkest. I feel like one of the times there when I hurt Miami, I was ended up graduating from Miami, ended up going to New Mexico. I was gonna play my 5th year there.
Yeah.
Ended up breaking my foot before I even played. I was out there practicing. You know what I'm saying? And so now that's a very crucial moment because it's a recruiting process. Right. I'm transferring from Miami. I got coaches from Miami. I went there. So
man,
it was a whole other thing. It was a whole thing. So it was just when Art came about, I had supporters that was, in the league people I played with. They came back and just reached out, extended their arm and they kind of just switched from there. Yeah. But from the football aspect, man, it's gonna be up and down. You got to expect that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to expect that because that's where you're gonna grow from.
Right.
You ain't finna grow from them highlights. You ain't finna grow from nothing that everybody hear out there.
Right.
Everybody's time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the bottom. It's the obstacles that you feel me? How you surpass and you talk from that.
Former King Damari Jones.
You on social media?
I'm on social media. Damari Jones _ on all social media on Facebook, Twitter, everything. I got a website, Damari Jones Art.shop. Follow me, man. Show love. We got music, got everything going, man.
Yeah? Man, appreciate that, bro. Appreciate them words, too, man. Y'all go follow that man, man.
That's a blessing, man.
Damari Jones. Good shit, bro. Good shit. All right, man. We out here, man. In University of Miami, first ACC matchup, man. And you see the Carolina football team and the Miami Hurricanes at the other end. Carolina in their powder blue, man. That powder blue was made famous. I think Michael Jordan, man, I give them that. You know what I'm saying? They got the Carolina blue and the white, and they got some of the best colors. 6'5" Caleb Shaw right here, number 4. Shaw's the freshman defensive lineman, man. Who's when he's on been wreaking havoc. Now, Carolina has had a hard time stopping the run, but Travis Shaw has been doing this thing, and now he's only a freshman, bro. He's a big dude, man. 6'5", 355 pounds. And when he's on, he's on. Carolina, as we know, had defensive woes. We've all heard that. But every game is a story. And if everybody keeps saying Carolina defense sucks, eventually Carolina defense is going to fix some of the problems that they have. Carolina defense struggle in pass rush. They struggle at stopping the run. Kid right here, man, Travis Shaw, bro, big time athlete, big time talent for them. We're gonna look out for him. We're gonna have to keep him intact. Well, Carolina looks fired up. But you're on the road, you gotta get yourself fired up. You gotta get yourself going. This breast cancer month, and the scenery turns pink, but it doesn't change. It doesn't change. It's all beautiful, whether it's orange and green, whether it's pink and black. It's all beautiful. But North Carolina's out here warming up, man. Looks like they're warming up, having fun, doing their thing. University of Miami on the other side has definitely picked the intensity up from last year. But they're going to have to match North Carolina's intensity. That's not quite what I see right now. But then 2 weeks off, bro. I mean, Mario Cristobal is 5-0 from having 2 weeks off. They have to be prepared. And here's Tony Grimes, number 1. Tony Grimes was a number 1 cornerback coming out of high school. We want to interview Tony Grimes at the Under Armour game, and he told us that he had not been contacted by Danny Diaz and his group when it came to recruiting. Tony Grimes, I think, is a junior. He's been here for a while. Started off really, really fast, but has kind of tailed off when it comes to his play. All right, so here we go, man. Today, University of Miami faced the best quarterback they faced this year. Man, he's young. He's still got a long way to go, but the best quarterback they faced in a long time, Drake May. Drake May comes in with 19 touchdowns, averaging 4 touchdowns a game. Big time talent. 6'4", put it in the air, good on the ground, he's a leader. younger brother Luke made, former national championship basketball player. Dad actually big time basketball player in North Carolina. He got the pedigree, man. But he's a young kid. Big time of a young kid, and every game is a story. So the more he plays, the more you find out what he can and can't do. Just if he can't do something. You know what I'm saying? The University of Miami is going to try to stop him, and they're going to have to slow him down in order to get a win.
What's good, man? What's good? What's going on, man? What's going on, man? I'm D. I'm about to talk about everything from Bitcoin to ball. What you just was watching, what you just was watching is what we dropped in the members section a few days ago. Our recap of the North Carolina game, interview with Damari Jones, former Miami Hurricane wide receiver. That's what the members get. They got access to that first, maybe 2 days ago, maybe 2 days ago. They got access to that video. The Caneville experience. If you just got in here, you don't really know how it goes. We basically got a member section, and they get access to things first. We eventually drop them in pieces, and we put them out, and then eventually everybody gets the live video. They get access to information, the private group meet that we have. It's just fun times. I don't know the best way to put it. Just fun times. Make sure I hit the like button and share. We're going to get in and talk about a few things. But first thing first, 786-405-9499. If you want to get down with IOD Squad, 786-405-9499. If you want to get down with IOD Squad, let's see. Yeah, I saw them vivid colors, dog. Nobody really do it like us, dog. Nobody really do it like us. If you don't know what IOD Squad is, bro, IOD Squad is where we trade every day. IOD Squad is where we trade every day. Make trades, have courses, teach people crypto, NFTs, talk about all the things. We have little group chats where we get together and we chat, talk about things. Just added that to what I was doing because I figured we ran and jumped fast enough, but there was a lot of things we were missing on our way to where we were trying to get to. So I added IOD Squad Investor Die if you're new to what we're doing. So that's what that is. If you're watching on Twitter, if you're watching on Facebook, you're going to have to make it over to YouTube. I'm trying to just do that to get the word out there. Get y'all paying attention. You're going to have to make it over YouTube. But what you're looking at is, man, on the 13th of October, who came over here before, a guy came over here before my guy, Gerald, the other day, made $80,000. I think he made $13,000 a day or something. $80,000, dog, he made. He's like, oh, why you just show Gerald? Well, Gerald didn't know what trading was a year ago. He met me, and I kind of introduced him to trading, but he was an entrepreneur, so you know what I'm saying? He started with a little money. He's an entrepreneur, but he didn't know what trading was. You know what I'm saying? He didn't really know what trading was. Made $80,000. He probably this biggest week this week. He probably made somewhere $160,000 this week. Trading options. And he didn't know what it was a year ago. Sometimes he's in the comments. I don't know if he's listening. Sometimes he's in the comments. He was in the comments last time we were on here, and he was just telling people, "Hey man, I ain't know what it was. I didn't know what it was." And then he met me, IOD Squad, and started explaining it to him. I remember teaching the dude charts at his house. The same guy we shot the Shamar Stewart video at. Same guy. Now, man, making $80,000. And the reason I show y'all this is because part of it is knowing that it's possible. That's part of it. Part of it is knowing that it's possible to do first. I mean, if you don't believe you can make $10,000 in a day, then definitely is going to be very difficult to do. That's part of it. I've told the story ad nauseum the days I made 30,000 and 10,000, but part of it is believing you could do it, believing it could happen. You know what I'm saying? I know some people right here look at that and say, I think he made 13 today. Some people look at that and say, man, that ain't real. I think right here he made 15,000 today. Some people look at that and say, man, that ain't real. And that's just because you don't have the belief. You know what I'm saying? You don't believe. So that's part of it. I mean, that's part of it. But if you want to get down, man, send us a text, 786-405-9499. I'm going to bring Manny in here in a second. Hey, man, make sure y'all hit the like button and share it for us. Share it to your closest football fan. We're finna talk about a few things. Share it to your closest football fan. With that picture right there. Last night, Chaminade Madonna beat Somerset Academy Keys 90-0. Dog. Manny, what's up?
What's good? You gave me?
Yeah. We can hear you good. They beat them 90-0. And it's because, remember the realignment? They realigned the districts down here, and Luke was up in arms. And Luke called me first thing this morning and said, listen, bro, it's going to be like that all the way through the playoffs. I remember they messed basketball up like that down here a while back, and it's been kind of messed up ever since. To where it's lopsided, the competition is lopsided. I don't know why they can't figure that out, man. But 90-0, bro. Some people say it was the biggest mismatch they like ever saw on the field. Like no matter what Chaminade could do, third string, fourth string, fifth string, AD, math teacher. Whoever they put at running back, just go to touchdown.
It's I always had a like a question about this. Like, what coaches be thinking when you have a team that you obviously are better than? Like, is there a moral objective that's supposed to happen in games like that? Like, if I got a team that I'm like, these kids, they played in the Keys. I can already assume that there's not too much.
Somerset Academy Keys, yeah. No, it's a bad matchup because they put Chaminade in 1A. Chaminade won state 4 out of 5 times, I think. It's a bad matchup.
It just creates this unfortunate circumstance where it's like, as a coach, it's like, what do I do? Do I keep letting my guys score? Do I put the backups in? At what point is there a rule in Florida where you have to?
No. It's only the running clock rule. Once you get 35 points, I'm sure the backups were in. They said it was that big of a mismatch. It's 1A football. You don't put one of the best teams in the nation, pound for pound, in 1A football. So it's 3 other teams in that district in trouble, whoever they are. They're in trouble.
That's tough.
I doubt Jones tried to do that, but that's how bad the mismatch was.
That's tough. Because you want, like I said, as a coach, you want to give the other team an opportunity to at least try to look competitive. But it's like, if my defense is playing lights out, one supposed to tell them, hey, give them a touchdown, like let them get a score too. Like, I don't know.
If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, man, y'all come on, make it over to YouTube, bro.
Hit that like button. It's free, man.
The like button is free.
Like, there is no financial compensation whatsoever to you like hitting the like button.
The like button is free. Well, now, there's a few things on here. That aren't free, but the like button is free, dog. The like button is free. Now the join button, I think YouTube stopped giving away the half. I don't think the sale is on anymore. I think it's $4.99 and $6.99 to become a member. and you get to see like one of those videos. That video has dropped in the members section. There's a couple interviews in there in the members section that haven't been released yet. TJ Capers, Dillard running back. And you just access to the group me. I mean, the group me. I think the group me is I ain't gonna say it's the coolest part. I mean, but it's all night. You got somebody to talk about. We got people from all across the country. They up all times of night. Talk about football.
And they do be up at all times of night. I'll be having to mute that thing sometimes, man. It's good. It's great conversation. I'm not gonna say, hey, Cap, we be in there talking some shit, but it's not like a forum with people in there like insulting each other, and it's
right. Though, I won't let it get juvenile like that. Like I won't ever let it get to the point, and we have moderators and stuff to where somebody's uncomfortable in there, or just because you get a bunch of dudes in the area, don't mean y'all gotta talk like y'all outside the liquor store.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I don't understand that, dog. Like, you gotta disrespect each other to have conversations. Stir a wheel. What's up, bro? Yeah, you don't have to disrespect each other to have conversations.
Yeah. So what are we talking about? We talking about your boy Skylar or what?
Yeah, they say Skylar Thompson Dolphin. What? Teddy didn't get cleared?
They say even if he does get cleared, the head coach still ain't gonna play him. I think he has a lot of scrutiny on him right now because of what happened to Tua, how Tua looked.
So it's for safety reasons they won't play him.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a precautionary type thing.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, but people wanted to see Skylar. They wanted to see the young kid. They saw him last week, but I guess that's not fair to him.
But Chris,
he didn't get a chance. He got thrown in just like Teddy got thrown in.
Yeah, and I think that's that's a bigger deal in regards to McDaniels as a coach.
What?
That he has to give his guys an opportunity to get some starter reps in practice, because if not, you're gonna have a situation where every time you get a guy hurt or a guy goes down, you gotta go to a quarterback who ain't got that much. You know what I'm saying? Because you can see it when I didn't watch too much of that game. I'll be like on the weekends. I just basically watch what do you call it? I watch was it Red Zone, NFL Red Zone. I don't be too much watching whatever games on TV. But you can see that when Skylar Thompson got in, it was someone who clearly wasn't ready for that moment, in my opinion.
Right.
No slight to him, but even when Teddy got in, you could see there wasn't really a chemistry. You know what I'm saying?
He a rookie, right?
Skylar Thompson, yeah. I think he's either 5th or 7th rounder. He was a dog in college. I think he played for Kansas State.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to do his thing in college. But it's one of those things where, he had to essentially find his footing. I think he will. I just think he needs some more time to figure out what he got going on in a starter role. I don't know if he'll be afforded that opportunity because the Jets wasn't playing no games with them boys last week. That boy Braxton came in there and turned up.
And the Dolphins season went from it was looking so promising, dog.
That shit was crazy.
It was looking so promising, dog. But look at this, Teddy Bridgewater, dog. Teddy Bridgewater has a 42-22 ATS record, 66% in his career as a starter. And people be talking trash about Teddy, dog.
I don't know why.
That is the best record by a quarterback since 2000. Minimum 50 games.
I would say I would even go on a limb and say Dade County quarterbacks right now kind of showing something in the league.
Yeah, you got Geno Smith.
I saw some dude. He broke it down on TikTok the other day how elite Geno's playing right now. And I ain't gonna lie, watching that New Orleans Saints game, some of them throws that this man made, absolutely elite. He made one throw to I think Lockett in the back of the end zone between 3 defenders. I'm talking about a gorgeous back shoulder. Right, I'm talking about right on a goal, like right on a goal post, like elite, absolutely elite. But
he was one of the pure passers, dog. Like he was one of the pure passers to come out of Dade County that I can remember. Like he was like a legit quarterback. That's when people talk about him the way they talk about him. It's just like stereotyping. They don't know him. Like he was like a legit passer coming out. We didn't see him as a dual threat. We didn't see him as that. You know what I'm saying? We saw him as a quarterback. He was one of the better arms we seen come out of Miami in a while.
Yeah. He definitely playing better than Sierra Husband. I ain't gonna lie. That boy got me tight because I got Jerry Jeudy in my fantasy, and Jerry Jeudy is. And I don't know if I want to be mad at Jerry Jeudy or if I want to be mad at Tyler. Not Tyler.
What's
Russell
going
Wilson.
on with him? They got to get the timing right.
I don't know what they got. He was there in the offseason. It's not like he was gone or wasn't around. Like he had an opportunity. So I'm confused. I really don't understand what it is, what it's gonna take. I heard Marshawn Lynch last night. I guess he did a podcast with Richard Sherman. He was kind of throwing some subliminals out there saying that, maybe Richard Sherman or maybe Russell Wilson. He's like, he was saying like I wasn't rooting for him too much when he was here. Now I'm rooting for him or something like that. And I was kind of like, what is it? Like, I was trying to kind of figure out what he meant by that because it's a blend that's kind of interesting. But yeah,
Cal says Geno Smith the best high school quarterback he ever saw. I'm telling you, he was elite. I remember that. I remember he was elite. And right, it's almost like it went under the radar, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like how good he was as a pure passing quarterback. I don't know why it took so long to catch on in the league. I know sometimes they put these guys. Sometimes they put those guys in bad situations. I know the times Teddy started, always started on shit teams.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we know why.
Always.
It's just
Geno got two rookie left tackles.
It's that running stereotype that black quarterbacks got to be. The first thing I always say when they come out, hey, let's see if we can let's try to make him a wide receiver. It's like everybody can't be Taysom Hill.
Right.
Like some guys need an opportunity to make plays at what they're allotted to do. And if you take that away from them, you sometimes stand to put the team in a bad position. I'm interested to see. Like I'm always envious about Lamar because it's no secret that if Ozzie doesn't jump to get Lamar at the top of the very end of the first that year he came out, Lamar more than likely is a New York Giant because we pick him up at the top of the second round. And if that would have happened, yeah, it would have been.
They never got him.
Different team. Yeah, absolutely. We went for Landon Collins from Alabama because Landon Collins was supposed to be his generational safety. Some 5 years later, you know what I'm saying? He's not even on the team anymore.
They're talking about Sierra drained all the fight out of the road. Why are we always blaming the women in these people's lives? We go straight to the women, dog. I heard Sierra was over freaky freak. I heard Sierra was over freaky freak. But we go straight to the women, dog. It's always their fault. What today is? Friday?
Yes, sir. So you want to talk about the Kings? Or you just want to?
Yeah, let's talk about who's going to win the Coastal, dog. We started it in the group me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We started in the group me. These answers are always funny to me, dog. I'm gonna tell you, it's another one. Here we go, man. We started in the group me, and my big dog, Coke dog, like I think North Carolina gonna win. Ain't nobody gonna beat North Carolina. Nobody. Man, this is the ACC. Everybody's losing. Watch.
It's almost funny because that's the narrative we assumed about the season to begin with. Like we were always under the assumption that since the ACC is so bad, right?
Uh-huh.
That we was just gonna come in and just dog walk the ACC like what you mean that shit? All that shit mid. What you talking about? And
it is the ACC.
And now all of a sudden we just own one, mind you. They only up 2-0.
Uh-huh.
Still, we just got an ACC play last week, but now let everybody else tell it. This shit is over with. Ain't no way we coming back. I don't know, man. It's funny to think about time.
It is funny, ain't it? It is funny.
But it's not for lack of controversy. It's a good conversation to have. As you know me, I'm very very diligent on not doing predictions, score prediction, and that stuff because it almost never translates to what we allegedly supposed to be doing, right? It always boils down to a whole bunch of shoulda, woulda, couldas. If this happened, if that happened, it's like at some point it's like I don't want to keep talking about that type of stuff if the actual means of winning the Coastal isn't a lock, right? And you can't say it's a lock because there's too many factors right now. There's too many people that's new in that building. There's too much of a mindset that we have to change to simply assume that, yep, this shit is over. We're going to wrap it up. Kings win the Coastal going. And I think a lot of fans did that. Unfortunately, that's why we're kind of in the predicament we're in.
Look at our record versus North Carolina. Y'all want to cry?
And that shit is all recent. Look at it's recent. Look at the we weren't necessarily dominating them, but they definitely took the lead on our motherfucking ass.
13, right. I told you I was always close. 13-11. 0 ties. They had the largest margin of victory. They beat us 59-21. We all witnessed that. Y'all want to keep doing this? Who else we could look at? We gonna look at who else? Pitt. Want to see Pitt? Let's see if we can find. Let's see if we can go through. I don't want to do that. Let's see, game by game results. Yada yada yada. Head-to-head records. Ooh, we're right here. Here we go. Head-to-head records. Miami versus Virginia Tech. I think we got Virginia Tech. Why didn't give me Miami, dog? Head-to-head records. Let's see.
Scroll back down.
Huh?
Scroll back down. I think it said right there, right? Is it 24-15?
Oh, it said, don't it? 24. We up on them 24-15. Boston College, we up 24-6. Louisville 11-3. Pittsburgh. Nah, that can't be right. I don't think that's right.
How?
Is it right?
29-11 on Pittsburgh?
11-15.
That's right. All those
North
right.
Carolina. North Carolina was 11-15.
It is now. That's what I'm saying.
It is now.
Yeah.
Clemson 6-6, and we still at 6. Georgia Tech 13-13. You believe that? Virginia 11-8.
Yes, I believe that because how talented this team is. They just get
Virginia
poorly
Tech 24-15. No, when I say that with Clemson, that they don't beat us the last 2 times we see, and it's 6-6. But Georgia Tech is 13-13. We tied with Georgia Tech even.
Are we?
You say 13-13.
Wow. So that means the game last year we was down. I went to that game. It's interesting. That's when I first met X.
That's when you first met X.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 13-13.
Very interesting.
13-13. Is it saying like that's 26 games? Yeah, dog. So they all right here. Pittsburgh 29-11. We whooping up on Pittsburgh. So North Carolina State, we 11-5. Virginia Tech 24-15. Virginia 11-8. We having trouble. We had trouble with Virginia.
Recently, yeah. We lost last year.
Oh no.
That's the game when I think was it Marcus Clark went for that pick and then Buddy tipped it to himself in the end zone where he caught it with his feet or some crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And ended up he ended up like basically falling in the end zone with the ball. And yeah. Down bad. What?
North Carolina 11-15. So the Coastal, right? I just want y'all to see that because sometimes we be kind of like that's where all those conversations come from preseason. Oh man, who on our schedule gonna beat us? Yeah, they done beat us a couple of times. North Carolina's in the lead, right? Then Georgia Tech is second. They all played more games than us. We're the only team playing one ACC game. I think that's a good thing, though. Huh?
Every year we do this.
I think that's a good thing, though. I think that's a good thing. I think and I said I wasn't going to do this with y'all, but this is entertainment purposes. I think that's a good thing. So, we the only team played one ACC game. We got our games in front of us. And plus, we should be getting guys back. We're getting guys back. We're going to get guys back healthy. But who you think will win the Coastal, dog? In the comment section, let me know. Who do you guys think will win the Coastal? Y'all still around with the Canes?
I think it's entirely way too early still. There's so many factors. I think here's the problem with us as Canes fans. We too often we simply rest on this idea that like we don't believe in looking at nobody else's shit. Like in our minds, we are poorly coached compared to everybody else. Everybody else is basically mid compared to us. And on a talent perspective, you know what I'm saying? If you follow those websites and all that stuff, yeah, that's possibly true.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that those people who aren't taking that time to actually take in consideration what's what, and the fact that these other teams are coached well, sometimes better than our teams have been. Talent doesn't simply carry over and make everything in favor of the Canes, as you can clearly see from a talent perspective. Like that website you were just looking at, other teams look at that shit too, and they sit there and determine like, yeah, man, like we are X and X against this team. We need to do something significantly better to beat this team. That's why I told you everybody wakes up with a Super Bowl. So you can't sit here and simply say, oh, we can win the Coastal because we're just better than everybody. Like these teams wake the hell up to play Miami. They do. We are everyone's Super Bowl, especially
until we get that good. Well, until we get to that level.
And then sprinkle on top of that, who is a preseason favorite for the Coastal? through all these media reporters and all these media members, who was the preseason favorite?
Miami, right?
Miami, based off of absolutely nothing, with a brand new coaching staff. It was, Miami about to do this.
It was based off the coaching staff. It was
No,
based off the coaching staff and the quarterback, though. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
Let's be honest. It was based off the coaching staff and the quarterback. They thought we had what everybody else thought we had.
And no one foresaw a situation where Tyler was going to struggle like that. No one people didn't even force it. Like, the only thing people were looking at and people were taking consideration was stuff like Texas A&M's quarterback was going to be mid. They're like, yeah, we see Haynes King and we ain't sold yet. And for the most part, people was right. But they never took consideration. This motherfucker got Max Johnson, who was a starter at another SEC Power 5 school, could just come in and essentially do the same shit like he did last year. His stats look almost similar to Tyler's. He was a great game manager. He can come in the game and not fuck it up if he didn't need to. And that's what it boiled down to. And people, instead of taking consideration like, hey, is this guy, legitimately as good as we think on paper? We didn't do that. We just simply took it as Haynes King gonna be the starter. He's mid, without thinking like coach's game plan too on the other sideline. They take things into consideration as well. Like, oh shit, we got this guy that we could bring in and he could possibly manage the game for us because we know we're not that great. But we bring this dude in, he can manage the game. So all we need him to do is just simply manage the game and don't put the ball in the harm's way. And that's what he did. The rest is like, hey, the defense, we drove, we got down there, but special teams, we fucked that up. It is what it is. Those are things that you gotta get right with time. I don't take anything away from Texas A&M because they knew exactly what they were doing. They were coached to not lose the game. And right now, Miami's not coached to win a game. There's too many pieces that we have to fix. So everybody who was jumping on we definitely win the Coastal this year. It's like, yeah, Chris, you're absolutely right. Max Johnson is mid. He already not starting anymore. Haynes King started and almost upset Alabama. But I don't know if it was the moment was too big. I don't know if Steele just had something. Because I know you said something about in the past, Street, about Steele. That was the game that he came to Miami for to coach against, was to stop Jimbo in that offense. And the focus is on that. But we never took into consideration is like, hey, if we throw this mid-ass game manager in and just let him not put the game out of reach, then we have a chance.
Somebody say UNC is going to win the Coastal. I don't see UNC losing 3 games. Why they got to use 3 ACC games? Am I missing something? Why
they have to? Because the head-to-head. Because we only play so many games in the conference that the head-to-head has to have.
So they'll have to lose. So if it's a tiebreaker,
it'll go to the head-to-head. Yeah.
Why 3? So let's say they lose 1 game, then it's a tiebreaker. They win it. They beat us, right? So they got to lose 2 games, right?
Yeah.
And we just got to keep winning.
Essentially, yeah. Like Virginia, they out of it. They done. Go ahead and shut that shit down. Tony Elliott, no Coastal for you first year.
Right.
Duke still very alive. Pittsburgh still very alive. Virginia Tech, we could end their shit this weekend.
Our issue is we got that 0.5 game at the end of the season sitting on our schedule. That's our issue. We got that 0.5 game. You know what I'm talking about?
What you mean? The FSU game? Oh, Clemson. Oh, yeah.
We got that 0.5 game sitting on our schedule at the end. That's like a half a loss, right? When you lose to the other side, right?
So many things got to go wrong for them. Like, still got to wake up in a different type of bag because how they did that, man, for us to win that game. And then the offense got to show up. Like Kevin Steele, from how they fired that man, he gotta come in there with his hair on fire, what little he has left. Because if
explain what you're talking about.
So Steele was the coordinator when Clemson
See,
got.
yeah, explain to the people what you're talking about. Explain to them. Explain the story.
Still was the DC at Clemson. I'm pretty sure on the Dabo. When they got boat rolled in a bowl game like 70-3 or some shit, 70-13. and West Virginia. I think it was wasn't that the Geno Smith team?
Was it?
I gotta look that one up.
Cal, what's up? So Steele was on the staff.
Yeah, he was the DC.
So you're saying Steele should have to go in?
Yeah, Geno was the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying Steele should go in there with a chip on his shoulder, basically what you're saying.
He got to. What else his team got to lose? Other than the conference. So
what else they got to lose other than the conference?
Yeah, so when those things are happening, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta take into consideration that there has to be a chip on your shoulder at this point. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take into consideration like the history and stuff like that. This defense, I saw that. This defense, I saw them turn a corner in that second half.
Miami's defense?
It's a corner on the same goddamn block on the same damn street, but it's a corner. Because I definitely seen some periods where they regress. I got to see if they do the same thing this week against Virginia Tech. Because on paper, we shouldn't be losing to Virginia Tech, if I'm being honest.
Right. So
on paper.
So North Carolina still has Wake Forest, huh? So they got a possible 0.5 down there too. If we want to look at it that way.
And North Carolina State, when they play Civil War, that's a
toss up every time. Just like Florida State's a toss up for us. The ACC Coastal. I'm trying to tell you, I don't see nobody beat North Carolina. I don't know about that, bro. This is ACC. People just lose in the ACC. I wouldn't be surprised if the winner of the ACC this year had 3-4 losses. I wouldn't be surprised.
ACC? No, I see the winner of a side of the conference.
Of the Coastal, right. The winner of the Coastal, I wouldn't be surprised they have 3, because that's what the ACC is. First of all, it's familiarity. If y'all haven't figured that part out, Dolphins and the Jets play each other, Dolphins and the Bills play each other. It's a toss-up. It's a close game. If y'all haven't figured that out, it's being familiar. You play each other all the time. You know what I'm saying? Until we become dominant and create a space in between, like Clemson kind of did for a while. But they're still kicking behind. Until then, it's like 3 losses the winner may have this year. We see this every year. We see this.
There's no way the winner has 3 losses. That can't happen.
No way.
No. And if Clemson keep doing what they're doing, then they can win the table. I think they already got Coastal. The winner of the Coastal, not 3.
Yes.
2, possibly.
2,
yeah.
3. Who won it last year? Pitt?
Yeah.
How many losses?
1.
We were the only team to beat them?
Yeah.
Yeah? We was the only team to beat Pitt last year? Let's go look at the last couple of ACC winners. Huh? Let's go look at it. Let me see. ACC Coastal.
And Clemson in the actual ACC championship. No, not Clemson, Wake Forest.
We still had a chance to win when we beat Pitt. So I thought they had more than one Coastal loss.
Yeah, I think our chance was over when we lost to.
Dog, we beat each other up in the ACC. I'm gonna look it up.
You hit the drop down. Let's say 2022.
Let's see. I'm just trying to see if I can find a list of them.
I think we lost when we lost that game to North Carolina. That's when the season was over, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought it was Florida State.
I think Florida State was just ice on the cake. I forgot which one came first.
Because I think we had a chance almost all the way up until close to the end. I might be wrong. I don't know.
Let's see. Virginia won the Coastal and check this out. Oh my God. Virginia won the Coastal in 2019.
Did they?
Yeah, Coastal Division.
The COVID year? Was that 20? 20 was the COVID year.
In 2018, Pittsburgh won. In 2017, Miami won. That's when we couldn't go, right?
No, we went and then we got dog walked in the Orange Bowl. I mean,
by
in the
Clemson?
ACC championship.
Yeah, Clemson beat the shit out of.
Last year, Pittsburgh won it. They were 11-3.
Yeah, they had 2 losses, two Coastal losses.
Let's go for these teams.
Two
Virginia
ACC
won in
losses,
2019. Guess what Virginia record was when they won in 2019? 9-5.
Oh shit!
That got to be counting the bowl game in the ACC championship, though.
Huh?
That has to count the bowl game in the ACC championship.
They won this conference with 2 losses. But they found the record 9-5. They won the conference with 2 losses. Let's see. Well, we know Clemson probably was undefeated when they. I don't even know why Clemson is on that side. I don't get it. Let's see. Virginia Tech in 2016. They were good.
More than likely, the conference is just ass.
2 losses. Fool, listen. 2 losses. 2 losses. And everybody else had 3 losses that year. I just know we beat each other up in the ACC Coastal. And that North Carolina team doesn't look like a team that's finna run the tape.
Right.
Not from what Drake May put on film last week. Hell no.
But I think people get more film. They get more film on them. I think they game plan for him more. We kind of let him sit in the pocket, right? First half, we let him sit in the pocket. We didn't want him to break and contain. And they were like, second half, they were like, fuck it, go get him. then they stopped, you know what I'm saying? Second half, they stopped waiting for him to break contain. They were just like, go get him. He's going to have his rough games. He was 2-2 with us, right?
He what?
Yeah, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it should have been 3 picks.
Virginia Tech quarterback, bro. My God. Is he
Yeah.
young or something?
Garrett Wells.
He's like a junior, ain't he?
Yeah, he's a junior. 6'2", 208. His stats on the year: 57 for 98.
6 touchdowns, 7
550
interceptions.
Oh no, 58 for 95.
Them 6 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, though. It's pretty bad.
You just rattle his ass and then just if we can figure out what a running game is. Are we getting anybody back? Do you know that for sure?
But they don't have a running game either, bro. Like it's unless they're doing it by committee. Their offense is pretty anemic. But every week is a story. I mean, things get better, things start clicking. When I say getting people back, I'm talking about. Listen, all this we talked about. Gaddis suck, TVD suck. Bro, we're playing the season with our best 3-4 offensive players. They're not there.
Yeah,
they're not there. Zion, Restrepo. I mean, maybe Chaney, Jacoby. I know Restrepo's pushing back. He's going to try to come back early. Jacoby is maybe a week out.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, a week, 2 weeks maybe. He was 2
to
3 maybe.
Especially when he's asked for Duke. Because Duke is coming here. Man, look, Duke is coming. I'm probably going to be at that game. Duke is trying to knock our goddamn head off. Like, Elko got them boys. Like, when we talk about, circling games on the calendar, that's one. Because you got to remember, what defense got embarrassed, or what offense got embarrassed by Miami that Elko coached?
The offense got embarrassed?
Yeah, what offense actually defense too, that Elko coached that got embarrassed by this Miami team.
Duke only allowed, 118 points this year?
No, I'm talking about in the past, in previous seasons. That Notre Dame game, when Malik Rozier walked in and did what the fuck he wanted to. That was Elko's defense when he was in the pregame. They had a fucking chain. We're getting the ring. All that bullshit. Yeah, and then proceeded to get their shit kicked in on both sides of the ball. Yeah, that was Elko. So you already know when Elko came to the conference, he was ready to. He was like, I want to fuck Miami up every year if I can. And I said that from the preseason, from before the season started. I said that do not be surprised if these people come here trying to smack some shit. They are going all out on us. I promise you.
786-459-9499. Y'all want to get down with IOD Squad? Just send me a text. Say IOD Squad 1-on-1, whatever you're trying to do. Yeah, Insane said Notre Dame. So no, man, the Coastal, bro, like it's not. I think the best thing about Miami is that they only play one game and they can possibly get healthy on offense. I think that's the best thing.
My thing is, and I talk about this too, what I don't want to see is Tyler regress back into just depending on those outlets, because he obviously, whatever the fuck he did, we abandoned the running game, which I wasn't happy with, but he spread that motherfucking ball around to who we had. We saw Rashad. Look at the stats once again. I think you have 4 or 5 receivers with 50 yards receiving, and then Mallory had his, I think it's his first career 100-yard game.
Mm-hmm. With 11 targets, yeah.
That's what I.
Good. No, you good. You had I was just saying you had like 2 or 3 guys with 8 or 10 targets. So
yeah.
Go ahead, man.
So yeah, I don't want to see him regress back into Tyler the Turtle, who just let me just dump down to Restrepo, and we just dump down to Mallory, and kind of limit the offense. Because when they figure out if Virginia Tech has a stout defense, it's their offense that suck. But their defense, if their offense ain't basically fucking them over, their defense can do some things. That linebacker, that white dude, Backenmeyer, some shit like that. I forgot what his name is. With the long hair, that dude is definitely gonna wake up for us. And yeah, Chris is right. The whole Duke staff outside of Elko is all the Spurn Kings coaches.
It's all the Spurn King coaches. Like who? Name some of them.
Jess Simpson. Wasn't his name Feely? The old strength conditioning coach. Feely over there. What's Buddy from they used to coach down here, running back.
The dude from Texas A&M is over there. What's that coach we got from Texas A&M? The coach of strikers.
From Texas,
the young dude.
Strikers.
Ishmael?
Yeah.
Ishmael?
Is that his name? Ishmael? The Haitian dude.
And then the running back
the coach. What's the coach?
He had him win.
Last year.
The coach we had last year, we took from Texas A&M. Aristide. Yeah, Aristide.
Oh, yeah, Aristide. Yeah, Aristide.
Yeah.
I think Ishmael over there too. Maybe. Is that his name? Well, a player. That's a player, not mine. That's not a coach.
Yeah, that's a player. Yeah.
I was thinking
you were saying the running back Hicks over there? Hickson over there?
Hickson, I think it's over there.
Oh wow. Okay. I knew it was a lot of them. I didn't know he was over there. Okay.
I'm gonna Google it and make sure I ain't tripping.
It says FSU Cam Davis running back said he wants to see the atmosphere and environment at Miami. All right, Cam Davis, just stay on home, dog.
I know Hickson at FIU.
That's what coming for. Just go and stay at the crib. Go and stay at the crib, Cam.
Yeah, it's a lot of guys spurring over there. Felt like, man, you didn't give him a shot, a call, nothing. You just dumped Randy off on the curb, and then it was like, yeah, so much for the rest of you motherfuckers.
But they should, by this time, they should know how this shit go. Gotta come in, you want a new staff. They should be,
And plus,
they should know how this shit go.
The money we were throwing around, those guys weren't coaches to the caliber to even put a resume in for that caliber of money. You know what I'm saying? Like when this, what the fuck is Buddy name? He had goddamn Incarnate Word or some shit now. He was a
that streeter boy, Packy.
Packy was it.
Packy should have known when they announced Mark Cristobal. Packy should have been the first one at the office. Like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the office.
We don't know what happened to Packy. He just dissolved in the midair. Like he didn't announce leaving.
Yeah. Nobody heard from him.
Huh?
No, but what he's saying is when all that stuff was going down, you was hearing about the other coaches. Nobody heard anything about Packy. We didn't see him speak, nothing. And he just popped up at Incarnate Work because it was for a long time. It was months. We kept saying, "Hey man, is Packy still around?" Like,
You back at
nobody
the
heard
corner
nothing
word?
from Packy.
Yep.
That's where he went. That's where he landed.
Defensive coordinator. He's DC, mind you, and linebackers coach.
See that, and that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I've been saying about the program and how the program has changed and the excitement. The excitement probably should just be that damn the program is being ran like a program now. We got a guy that left Miami, was coaching what? Linebackers?
Mm-hmm.
He was doing Charlie Strong's job.
That man coached 3 different damn things, and I don't. Jesus Christ, he coached special teams. And he did strikers, linebacker. Man.
And when he left, the job he got was Incarnate Word. That's what I'm saying. Even when you go back to Manny Diaz was going to coach Temple. And we traded coaches with Temple and took Manny Diaz. When Manny Diaz was free, like, who else in the ACC would have hired Manny Diaz? Like, anybody in the ACC and the Coastal would have hired Manny Diaz? Like, maybe Duke.
At that point, maybe because he was coming off a high though. When we got him, he was coming off a high because his defense was like outstanding. He did, but the circumstances might have been behind that. He might have got good money, good job. I don't know, but I'm just saying we
traded coaches with Temple.
I will always say that Manny was handed the keys to a Ferrari while still in possession of a permit. I don't think Manny is an absolute dog shit coach. I think Manny was way in over his head, and Rick trying to look out of loyalty and respect for Manny Diaz and what he brought. When he was coaching here, he's like, "Hey, give him a shot." He's like, "I'll forfeit the rest of my money. I'm gonna back away from the game." You know what I'm saying? I want you ain't gotta do no damn buyout. Just give that money to him. And Manny got that job way too early. Manny should have absolutely went to Temple and got his coaching chops. For the record, though, I will say this. I don't like giving him credit. I don't. But that Incarnate Word team is 5-1.
What the fuck do they play? What is that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying. Hold on. Relax. They FCS. Let's relax. Yeah, that's FCS. That's like D7. But whoever the fucking number 9 team in the FCS was, game 1, they beat them 64-29. They beat the University of Nevada, which is a D1, 55-41. Mind you, if you listen to these scores,
give me some more. Dang.
That defense ain't doing that damn great. Beat Prairie View A&M University 31-14. Southeastern Louisiana University 35. Well, they lost that game 35-41. McNeese State, they won 48-20, and then Lamar University, they won 56-17.
Lamar University.
They got Texas A&M coming up.
So they decent.
Texas A&M University Commerce. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I guess they got Texas A&M on their record.
I told y'all in the private group me, man. Listen, first of all, 786-405 if y'all want to 949 if y'all want to get down with IOD Squad, just send me a text. If you want to become a football villain, click join right there and go to the member section and we'll put you in the group me. Just get you in the private group me. That video you was watching at the beginning with all the cool colors on it, that's from the private group me.
Marvin got a good question.
What do you say?
That's not a good question. I hate when people keep bringing that shit up. It's not a good question.
Let me go. So Marvin Bailey says, so Diaz with the same funding commitment, does it look different than now? How can we judge him with his hands tied?
What's your response, Kyle? You said it's not a good question. I'm interested to hear your take.
It's not quite like no disrespect to Marvin. I didn't mean it like that. But people
Every
keep
question's
saying that.
okay
Like, 'cause
question, Crowd. You can ask a question. Every
it
question's
is. You're
okay.
right. You're right. I you know
Every
what? I was
question.
taking my frustration out on Manny. I was frustrated with Manny, not you, Marvin. I apologize for my response. But the reason I say that is because two things. Number one, when you talk about his hands tied, Manny had a. We don't like to look back at it, but Manny had a lot more of a lot longer leash or a little bit better resources than a lot of his predecessors. Like you remember, we went out and gave Lashley a what $2 million contract, something that we hadn't done before. You know, we went and got Jeff Simpson, and we went and got T. Rob, and so it was it wasn't like what we got now, but they gave Manny something to work with. You know what I'm saying? But outside of all that, bro, he was the decision maker. Like funding ain't got nothing to do with how you call your defense. Like you're not signing free agents with that money. All you're doing is bringing in coaches. So that has nothing to do with the way you call your defense. The fact that you letting your front four guys just run up field and nobody's holding gap integrity. Nobody's keeping 300-pound linemen off of your linebackers. You know, things like that. He's the guy. He's changing positions. The guys that don't fit in certain positions. None of that has anything to do with resources. It's all about you have to look at your team and the way you coach and what you're doing. He's the guy that allows Jaron Williams to go out, smoke, and party, miss practice, and still be able to be the starter for your bowl game. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. That has nothing to do with resources. Right. So you have to look at it. You have to look at it in reality, bro. It's not about just who he didn't get or whatever. What did you do on the field? You know, when you the one stepped in, you hired your homeboy to coach the defense, stepped in and fired him, and your defense looked worse. I don't think you can blame that on funding.
So Diaz with the same funding commitment, does it look different than now? How can we judge him with his hands tied? Why did you think it was an interesting question, man?
Well, for the record, I don't think it would have been different. Because someone just said it. The point I was about to say. Sports and Tech said, "Who wanted to coach with Manny? Manny don't got no repertoire. Manny got a bunch of uppercut. That's how you get guys who end up going back to Incarnate Word. You know what I'm saying? I've given what's his fucking name? The bartender.
Fuck is his name?
Banda. Right? I've given Banda credit. I haven't gone back and looked at how that what was it? University of
Utah State.
I haven't gone back and looked, but I give them credit because they looked like they were competitive. But at the same time, if I don't see, and here's the reason why I did that is when his first year there, they won the conference. Shit, even Manny can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Granted, it's a lesser conference being the what is that shit? What conference is that?
What?
Mountain West?
No idea.
Mountain West conference.
I don't.
Well, I should not know that.
With the Air Force and shit like that. But they gave him a lot of credit for the defense that he ran. And I'm sure very much, I feel like the safeties in the Banda in recent years have been some of the better playing safeties with Red Wine and Johnson, Jaquan Johnson. I haven't seen safety play like that except Cam now, but I don't think that's necessarily coaching. I think that motherfucker just got instincts. Like he just a great open field, like drop back safety when he's not making mental errors. He can find a ball, and that's just coaching. That just comes with time and development because he very often keeps his eyes in the backfield with the quarterback instead of staying with his assignment. That's how guys end up getting past him. But outside of that, I haven't seen safety play like that since basically Banda was here. So I gave him credit. I haven't gone back to do the research to see if Banda's defense is even still kind of performing to that extent or if they're in a position to win the Mountain West. And like I said, it's lesser talent, lesser competition. I don't know if Gervin Hall is doing good. Quite frankly, I don't care. It is what it is. But as far as the resource question goes, he has no repertoire. He has no actual. Most of the places he's been to, he was at Mississippi State, which you're in the SEC, so you're going to give him points to Alabama basically, and a few other select teams. At Texas, he was terrible. Went to go find his footing. Found his footing a little bit back here at Miami. I know he went to Mississippi State after that, and I think he was at Louisiana Tech for a stint. But even so, like he's never developed he don't got a bunch of up and comers that are now going on to bigger and better positions. His only up and comer he can really say is now a head coach, and he not. And that's Lashley, if you want to call it that, because Lashley's more from the Gus Malzahn tree than the actual, Manny Diaz tree. So yeah, with the funding, he would just been paying a bunch of guys. He probably would have been overpaying a bunch of guys who probably didn't deserve the money they were getting, and the product probably wouldn't have gotten any better. So yeah, we could talk hands tie you back, but yeah, Kyle made some excellent points. That shit was kind of cool. Just now, I didn't even see that part. The damn
what
big ass beer pong cups. Yeah, even with the resources, nothing's saying that he would have necessarily been in a better position with more money. You probably just been more money at a problem to make it progressively worse, which would send us further down the hole. We miss getting Mario by a year, and that's because we kept Blake James. If Blake James was out here a year earlier, this team would be in a far better position today.
So when people say this, so Diaz with the same funding commitment, does it look different than now? How can we judge him with his hands tied? When you say this, I'm gonna ask y'all this in the comment section. Would y'all rather Manny Diaz be back here and we be 5-0? Yes or no?
No, hell no.
Manny Diaz coming back here in the comment section, right? Manny Diaz is here today. We're 5-0. How many people would prefer that?
Give me more context. Is Blake James still here too?
Huh?
Is Blake James still here as well?
Heck it. I'll give you Mario Staff. Mario Staff and Manny Diaz, the head coach here, 5-0. How many people want that?
I think I'll take that. I think I might take that because I don't think that Manny was a bad guy, and I think he needed to grow as a coach. I don't think he was a bad guy. It's kind of overzealous, but and he did some good things. Like it's not 100% trash of him, but if you're telling me I get Mario Staff and he's letting go, if he's not trying to dominate the guys, now that's the key part.
No.
If
I'm
he's
talking
letting
about
go,
Manny Diaz. No, I ain't telling you he let go nothing.
Oh, God.
You added that.
Okay, you're right.
The point I'm trying to make is this: when we ask this question is just it's an immediate thought question. If Manny here, things look better, right? If last year here we beat Texas A&M, right? Like what you're saying is so that Manny Diaz was saying funding commitment doesn't look different than now. How can we judge him with his hands tied? Manny Diaz was a bad leader, which I gotta understand, in those walls, right? The kids said that he was too much of their friend. The kids said that he was too much of their friend. The kids. What was he playing? Beer pong with him?
Wrestling.
How do the kids see this? So what y'all are asking is, so basically what you're saying is, I'll take that, the new head coach, Manny Diaz, and his needing to learn, you know what I'm saying, and all of his inexperience to have a better situation right now today. See, this is where investing in IOD Squad kind of changed my process, the way I see things. You know what I'm saying? I'm patient. I'm okay. I'm patient. I'm patient with things. Most people think about today, Kyle, Mehdi. Most people think about Saturday. We lost. This shit is over. And they don't think about things in the longer term. People actually saying, man, just bring Manny Diaz back. Whoa. Now you're talking about no future. Think about that, dog. Now you're talking about no future. Think about what you're saying. With the same resources, he's still an inexperienced Manny Diaz that's now a defensive coordinator.
Like
that boy said,
hey, shout out to Sam with the shout out to Sam with the donation. I wouldn't have said that for $5, but hey, I would say this. Even with this same coaching staff, And I want you to go back to the other one. What was the other stat that Insane had posted? Or the other thing? Was it about the hands being tied?
You better go 4-8.
Oh no, the one he said Manny's guilty of helping tie his own hands also.
Right.
I would say this you gotta understand something. This staff has, and this is also it could also possibly be a problem for our current staff under Mario. This staff has too many alphas, like alpha males, like guys who can go out and make legitimate decisions, change shit, go out and just be benefactors for getting the most out of the kids that they coach, right? I don't think Manny was capable of doing that. We have already spoken about how on defense, some of the guys who should have been here, well, because Insane talked about it. Yeah, we hear, and obviously that Monday morning quarterback, that's always going to be a controversial topic because kids could just be saying that. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like DK Metcalf. Yeah, I wanted to be in Miami, but so and so didn't. I do agree. Manny didn't take the shots that he should have. If a certain person was recruiting that person, if Alabama was recruiting that kid, Manny's not going toe to toe with Saban because Manny's not an alpha.
No,
Manny's not gonna take that fight. If Jimbo's going for a kid, and Coley, he's not gonna take that fight because he understands that. Like, and this is pre-NIL. Manny's not going toe to toe with them guys because he knows that he doesn't have the repertoire or the stature to go toe to toe and be like, man, fuck what he talking about. I'm taking you. You coming to Miami. And so we just kind of, all right, good. And then we wonder why our 4-stars don't look like 4-stars. And I always talk about this. Go look at the motherfucking what's called. Yeah, man, it's a couple guys in this roster that Mario would have recruited, and he said it. But then you see some of them, it's like, how come that dude is a 4-star? He ain't got no Alabama. He ain't got no Alabama offer. He ain't got no USC offer. He ain't got no, Georgia offer, no LSU offer. It's because all 4-stars ain't built the same. So on paper, yeah, Miami has the 32nd, 22nd, 19th best recruiting class. But in reality, like, Marvin asked a good question too. But yeah, Sam, I don't think there's really a universe where this team goes 4-8. I don't see that at all. I'm not saying it's not possible.
You don't think it's a what?
I don't think it's a universe where we go 4-8.
No, I think he's just saying he's just saying he'd rather take that.
Yeah, that's only 2 games from now. I don't see us losing 5 more games like that.
Yeah, he's just saying he'd rather take Mario in a 4-8 first season.
Yeah, but if it did, right, the world comes crashing down. We see all this backdoor, behind the curtain shit come out, get exposed in the off season. It's still a building block. And you just talked about patience, right? It's still a building block. He got to Willie Tiger left Oregon 4-8 to go get his shit bought out, collect that cash, and then go coach FAU and the Coastal Perry. It gave him something to build from, right? Like I keep telling people, this shit is based off of a mindset. You can't have a coach who is one day your friend and letting you do whatever the fuck you want, and then the next day he's a disciplinarian and he has a standard and expectation. Not only a standard expectation that he just made up, it's a standard expectation that he played with, that his predecessors, as far as his mentors, also coach with, and that he knows works. And I think that the team is going to be successful. This shit is not an overnight success type situation. If it was, I'd be more concerned. If he came here and started winning with the Mario mindset, the Manny mindset players, part of me would be kind of concerned because I would think it was a facade, and it would kind of look like, I'm not gonna say completely like 2017, but it would have been like maybe they weren't who we thought they were, because we was riding high, we was great, like, oh yeah, man. Right. And then that post Thanksgiving came against Pitt, and a freshman named Kenny Pickett came in there and did what the fuck he wanted and shot all that shit down, and then from there it was a downward spiral, right? Eventually Rick kind of like lets his hands off the reins, and here we are today.
And that team needed a quarterback, bro. That's all.
So listen, check me out. Goddamn Manny Diaz. And y'all understand that Manny Diaz wouldn't hire like people that were smarter than him. Y'all understand it, right?
Yep.
I don't know what his budget was, but he Alonzo Highsmith, no way. Bring us Ed Reed. It's going to be in Georgia half the time. So no way Manny would be able to navigate this coaching staff with Jason Taylor and these guys running around.
Absolutely not.
There's nuances to these things, bro. Like, it's a reason why everybody on Manny's staff, basically, he was like he brought in T-Rob and you saw what happened 1 year. And T-Rob kind of got into it. Yeah, he wasn't really hiring people. You have to be like a real secure in who you are to hire people that's smarter than you and put them in their place and be like, hey, no, I'm your boss. You do that. That's what you do. Marvin said, well, why did James and Leonard Taylor commit to Manny? Because of COVID.
We don't take that consideration. Like, that shit had everybody feeling like I can't leave too close to home. And that might have been good. That might have been Manny's great. Plus, Manny had a decent season that year.
Jay Smith said it when I interviewed him, bro.
Yeah, like
he wasn't taking no blind dates. He said he wasn't taking no blind dates. He was going to Auburn, but because of COVID and you couldn't travel, look at what the default class was. And Manny little fingers and his little coaches still got to a couple of them kids, I think. They're still soaked in.
I would have been impressed if Manny got. Who else was on that team? Jason Marshall?
Yeah, so they fucked that one up. God damn.
Manny actually messed it up with the two.
Yeah, he did.
Which is a dumb reason for Jason Marshall not to come to a school, but basically he wanted to make a splash. And y'all think these kids be having it all figured out. This man flipped a coin and said, that's where I'm going. That's exactly what he did. He basically said, oh, Manny wanted to tip his hand and show that I'm coming to Miami. I'm a Gator.
That's crazy, man.
Just like that. And y'all think these kids got to figure it out, huh?
We had a lot of recruiting hype out of those two classes too. Like kids, well, we had a lot of kids interested in how good they really, really were. I don't know, but it was a lot of kids. And then we just started shitting on ourselves and motherfuckers just started going other places. Like, he had the hype going. You know what I'm saying? Whether you want to give him credit for it or just say it's Miami, fine, the hype was still there. And then you just got ugly on the field again. And then motherfuckers just going to Florida State, going to Penn State. We just started losing all these damn kids that's been here 100 million times, coming to practice and coming to the games, and just
right. I don't know, Marvin. I mean, Marvin, we can continue this in the group, me. I guess, Marvin. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I don't. Manny was in over his head, bro. I mean, I know these losses kind of make y'all have amnesia a little bit, and y'all want to go back to the ex-girlfriend. I know the feeling. But bro, just close your eyes and think about Orange Bowl, Marlins Stadium, Saturday night, prime time versus FIU, dog.
And just fall on the ground if your memory hurts you. Just fall on the ground and stay there for 30 seconds, and it'll come back to you.
Wake up. No more Ann Jones. No more Ann Jones. No more Ann Jones. He got dreads. He was over there, officer. He had dreads. Just think about that, dog. Think about that.
Yeah, people also forget that that was probably Manny's, that 2020 year, the COVID year was probably Manny's best season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, any team that had a fucking pulse beat our ass, but that was the season that we got dog walk by Clemson, Trevor Lawrence, I think Trevor Lawrence last year. We got dog walk. That's the 60-point game we allowed them to run for like 7,000 yards on us. And then that was the Nkosi Perry last memory game. We lost by 3 in the Oklahoma State game when King got hurt. So, I mean, there was some hype, momentum hype, but like I said, just based off of what was in the state, like during that year, on top of the fact you have COVID playing into your hands, these kids don't want to leave like that. Because we know at that point we know what the fuck COVID about to be. Because the last game of the regular season I canceled. That could have been the second 10-win team in 20 years if that game don't get canceled. Because we lost every other game after that. We beat Duke 48-0, and then
Oh gosh, I remember that. Then we got our ass whooped the next game, right?
yeah, that was Duke with Chase Bryce, who went to the team that made they do that to everybody, right?
And then got beat by who the next game?
North Carolina 62-26.
People own us, dog. I was about to ask Manny that in the press conference, dog. I was about to ask Manny that. Miss Mario. I was about to ask Mario. Fans just want to know if you're gonna be the guy that bring our pride back versus North Carolina, dog. Like the people got us 4 times in a row.
But,
4 times in a row.
We there's definitely room for improvement to Mario. The difference is I know that he can get it done. That's why I don't have no regrets. I don't care for Manny to be back. I remember how defeated you sounded like Street when
what?
When you pretty much convinced that Miami would never spend that type of money. And then the heavens opened up and the gray skies went away and Kurt Franklin started playing. And it was like, oh shit. I'm not gonna lie, just based off the momentum and the hype. Yeah, I probably was one of those ones who was probably thinking the same thing too. Like, oh yeah, this shit over with. Miami about to win every fucking game. We beat everybody by 70. Like, yeah, that's part of me. I thought that too, just because the staff is so proven. But what I didn't take into consideration is that mindsets are real. When you coaching a team, if the teams you coach got a fucking loser mindset, that shit takes time to coach out of them. If they got a mindset where it's just like, hey, we just okay getting by, or we just living off of some past success, you have to coach that out of them. Good teams don't do that. Alabama don't come in every season thinking like, Nick Saban don't come in thinking like, yeah, man, you remember 2013, we was killing shit. 2014. He's like, he walked in practice day when like, y'all suck. Like, y'all are terrible. We got to get better. He is never satisfied. And that's what good coaches understand. Like, they don't accept mediocre as if it's okay because of some shit we did in the past. Like, and that's a large contingent of our fan base. We all operate off the fucking the past successes of people who ain't even here no more. People have gone on to when the other schools came back and beat us with them same people. We operate off of their success, but we got to start looking forward. Like, Miami had us in a grim place from a financial standpoint. Them days is over. But now this shit got to take some patience.
Sammy Ramirez say 56 on D is the best player on the team. We need 22 of them. I think he's the best player on the team.
I disagree. Unless Cam Kitchens changes number 56 every week.
Probably highest potential.
He may be one of the few playmakers, one of the few game changers we have. Like you leave him in the game, he may get 3-4 sacks one game. 56 on D is the best. I don't think he play enough. I don't think they let him play enough. They switch everybody in and out so fast.
I don't think anybody is deserving to be called the best player on the team because nobody's consistent. Nobody. Even Cam, nobody's consistent. So it's
Cam
like
Kitchen, I had a few far. Somebody said the other day, every time Tariq Stevenson got bummed, it was Cam Kitchen's fault. I was like, wait a minute now, let me go watch the tape. Every time. That'd have been every time. Cam admitted to the last one. The first one of the last game.
I said that earlier. Sometimes he gets. I know because I'm coaching a dude like that right now. Like this motherfucker is an animal, jumping out the gym, everything. But I swear, I'm like, dog, get your depth at safety. And every time that motherfucker be looking in the backfield and some bum runs right past him and they bean top his ass, right over top of his ass. And I'm like, God,
you know why players look in the backfield a lot of times? I know why Cam's looking in the backfield. When is Kelly going to get more reps on defense?
This week.
I think we got to bring him along. Kelly been on through. He's the type of guy you've been on throw him out there and he get hurt. I think got to let people grow into what, man. We talking about this is a grown man sport, bro. He ain't Mark Stewart out there. Like he ain't built like that. You know what I'm saying? He ain't that look like a goddamn goddamn gorilla already as a freshman. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So let him grow into it.
He didn't ask when he's going to be a starter. He said we don't get more reps. I said this damn week. I think it should start last week.
But okay, so the D line, nobody like the D line, right? Think about it. Now, our ballers on the D line, right? They switch them in and out. I guess I can go to the count. You know what I'm saying? The play count on the stats that we have. But yeah, they switch them in and out so much. But he's going to be a playmaker for us. He's going to be our little sack artist sooner than later. I give him that. But Cam Kitchen's looking in the backfield, trying to make a play, bro. He's smart enough. Right. Cam is smart enough to see things that other people can't see. James is really smart too. He's so what he's trying to do is, okay, we're reeling the defense. And people never think of it this way. Listen, man, we're not doing well. Let me. Okay, I saw the peripheral. The wide receiver sat down over there. Let me go make a play. Then it's a double move. Tyreek got a dildo in the behind. But in peripheral, he saw the wide receiver sit down. You know what I'm saying? The game moving fast. The game ain't moving slow. You know what I'm saying? It's moving fast. And not right to do? No, it's not right. But when Cam get those interceptions, you rarely ever hear this. Interception, James Williams. God damn, he was out of place. You don't never hear that. You know, somebody said that about Honey Badger the other day. They was like, dog, when Honey Badger gets his interceptions in college, like if you look, I think Hayes was on the phone. He said he was never in a place he should have been.
And that's how both
Ed and Sean was like that. Always out of place.
Most playmaking safeties are like that. Well, it's bigger than that. It's about it still sets the defense. It's just a respect of your coach. When he comes back to the sideline, he makes a play, but at the same time, they're like, hey, what are we seeing? And then Steele should then adjust to what he's seeing to help capitalize on that momentum, right? Every time we see Cam is bolting from the fucking 50-yard line, midfield, and diving before the end zone to get a pick. I think he had like 2 or 3 picks like that already this year alone. Mm-hmm. So I know he out of position because he not doing. But at the same time, what does it say if you're doing that consistently and Steele's telling you where to be and you're not listening? You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's not that you're necessarily not. It's not that you're not listening. It's just that you know, like Freezer say, the game is in real time. So you see something before the play is called. But you know, when the defense is called, it's already called. But once you get on the field and you see something or when you smell it, you react to it. So whether that's pre-snap, pre-read, or during the play. So it's not that he just saying, you know, screw Steele or whatever. He know what's coming, and he go ahead and you know.
It's like it's like instinctive. It's like. The best way I could explain it to in basketball, like in basketball, I was like a defensive expert. Couldn't guard anybody but fucking Shaheem Holloway and Petey Dupay. Philip Buchanan told me Dupay dropped 48 on him.
Damn.
He was an 8th grader when we played him. We beat him by 40. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But he was like, he was young. But it's kind of like defense. Like it's kind of like some people. It's how your mind works. Some people, a lot of people on football, basketball court, they're not thinking, bro. They're just playing. But when you get the guys that could think, it's almost like doing a math equation. I remember I used to be able to corner guys by doing like a math equation. The sideline is right there. His left hand is weak. His best man is over there. He's over there. When you do it all in your head and you're like, oh, this probability on me getting this is pretty high. But you got to be able to do all of that in your head. You know what I'm saying? And I know Cam is one of those guys that could look at a defense, look at who's over here, look at their set, down in distance, yada, yada, yada. Oh, they ain't finna take no shot. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and let me do this. But there's a lot of players who play sports, bro, that aren't thinking at all. They know one thing, violence, 2 things, violence and speed. That's it. And I think Devontae Williams is one of those guys. Yeah. I think he's all jackal. Like he's all just you know what I'm saying, a ball of fire, a Tasmanian devil. And you need those guys too.
Mm-hmm. See ball, get ball.
He said if you lost away from making candy,
they already on James hard. But that's how it is when you're losing, man. They got to get these kids some mental help, some mental. You know what I'm saying? They got to get them in some classes that make them understand people. It ain't personal. Like that's how it is when you're losing. That's just how it is when you're losing. Oh, so somebody put a picture of James next to Sean Taylor the other day. Whoever compared this guy to this guy is fucking crazy. Well, James is second on the team in tackles or third on the team in tackles. I mean, he's on a beeline to the NFL.
Sometimes they gotta understand that it's not subjective, it's objective, right? If James is on the field making plays, making tackles, and it's always easy for us. Like I said, I talked about it before with the trauma thing. When Corey Flagg had that one game, he balled out, and I was like, hey, I think it was Texas A&M. I said the fan base is waiting for him and DJ Ivey to fuck up. And sure enough, next game was it Middle Tennessee State? That boy, it was all over like that. They was on Ivy ass like that. It took one game.
Samuel said James overrated and number 8, the best cornerback we got. I did not know Frank Lasson played cornerback. I did not know.
What I was gonna say, yeah, the James well, I wanted to say this about the kids. The kids are at a disadvantage. We don't take into account much because most of us come from a different generation. The kids came up in the social media. This is a part of their life. It ain't no just like put it down, don't what. No, this is a part of their life. This is how they grew up with their phones in their hands and social media, right? So everything that somebody say about them, they're gonna see it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no ducking that for them. They're in a different generation, and they have to go through that stuff, man. And it's hard for the kids. You know what I'm saying? We have to take that into consideration, man. It is hard for them, and what must be weighing on their mind because they can't duck social media. They just can't. You know what I'm saying? So when we see James getting trashed, and it's so goofy. It's just like, bro, the first 2 or 3 games, we was loving James and the way he shut down everything at Texas A&M. And he come out Middle Tennessee, he ain't looking good, and it's just like he's soft, he trash, and I'm just like, well, goddamn. Then he comes out against UNC, he made some mistakes, but you can see from the jump he out there playing hard, trying to, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure he heard everything, or maybe the coaches said everything, but you saw him like hitting harder, trying harder, trying to be more aggressive and stuff, and we still ready to like just throw dirt on the man. It's just like, bro, we gotta. Some of these fans are just stupid, bro. I'm sorry.
I want to talk to him. I'm gonna try to have a conversation with him. Yeah. First of all, you can't even hit hard like you used to hit when Sean Taylor played. Think about that. You can't. You can tackle well. He's 6'7". You can't tear somebody's head off because then you're gonna be James-less. Then what you gonna say if you had to acting like Carter? What Carter name was last year?
Target.
Target. So you can tackle better, but you can't tear people's head off the way you used to tear people's head off. But I want to have a conversation with him because you know what's funny though, and we're gonna get ready to get up out of here. When I started Footballville, maybe 4 years ago, I started realizing this. One time I put up a sack, right? I put up a sack. A dude from St. Thomas sacked Central quarterback, and his Central mom said, "That's the only video you got of my son?" And I said, "That video ain't of your son. It's of the dude who sacked him." And that's when I realized that every time you make a highlight, a lot of times there's a kid in the video that get embarrassed, right? So I started asking the kids, "Hey, dude, when y'all in the video and you get blue and you get hit hard or stuck, like when you go back to school Monday, like is it hard on you? Do people kind of rag on you and stuff?" You know what they said, surprisingly, Cal? It was like, yeah, they rag on us, but it's like, it ain't nothing like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you're not really, it happens, but then we laugh about it here and there. But I tell you this, I have seen kids pull up chasing somebody because they didn't want to be on their highlight tape or they didn't want to be on their social. I've seen it. So they're thinking about it.
But that's not weird. That's not weird, street. Because think about us and think about who we are as men and as people. And we was out. Could you imagine that being us? Man, it'd be a fight at school every day. I wish somebody would. I come to school and somebody clowning me. And they got the highlight and they uploading it to the internet and yada. Man, bro, we would be fighting every single day. We couldn't take we call these kids soft, and for a lot of reasons they are. But that's one thing they handle that we couldn't handle. I'm quite sure of it, bro. We would have cats going to jail for stuff like that. I'm 100% sure of it.
Yeah, I think everything evolves, though, Cal. I mean, everything just evolves. Same conversation I had with my people about women and clothes, and I think everything evolves, and we always adapt. We always adapt. But the confusing part to these college players is this: you grow up, you're the star of the team. You're the star of the team. I remember one time, Brian Davenport them got their behind whooped, and Brian was hysterically crying because this was the one game he couldn't. It was the one game that he couldn't make the families and the other teammates happy. He couldn't do it. It was 40-6. You know what I'm saying? And he was hysterically crying because he felt like it was on him. Like it was his responsibility. Because in every other game, 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns.
You talking about Najee's son?
Mm-hmm, the little boy. And I had never thought about that. I had never thought about the pressure when you don't deliver as a kid. And you used to John Mama saying, "Brian, let's go." But when you can't deliver for John Mama, it's like, oh, in a kid mindset. Let's fast forward to college football. You've been the best all your life, right? You go to college. We want James. James committed. Yeah, with everybody in his life. It don't start off well, and those same people that wanted you to be committed are the same people on social media talking about you like they know you. And I'm telling y'all this, the kids, it's confusing for them. And it makes them shut off people, shut down. It is confusing for them. Mm-hmm. It is.
But the same people.
I keep going back to Shamar Stewart. Because Shamar Stewart, I know he just went through this. He's like, why would they hate me? You know what I'm saying? Asking more, why would they hate me when I'm just trying to do what I thought was the best decision for me and I love my city? But if he ever come out and get to a mic and say something, man, get up with that. But to a kid, they don't. Yeah, I gotta feel me, dog. But to a kid, they not. You know what I'm saying? Emotionally there yet to deal with the fact that these people loved me yesterday and they hate me today. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in every household, you know who had to deal with that? Mo. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the guy who y'all say that's who had to deal with that. Bro, I don't understand. There's a lot of stuff they don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I don't understand. There's a lot of stuff. What you about to say, Manny?
No, I was gonna say is the same fans when the kid isn't performing for our school and the kid don't want to hear that ridicule and he goes somewhere else, but you just caveated perfectly into the Shamar thing. Same one, yeah, shut your bitch ass up. All that stuff.
And they don't get it.
Knowing that they, Shamar Stewart's not gonna go out his way to go find a person who found that. And if we being completely honest, Shamar Stewart, his size and stature, will probably beat the brakes off most of the people who say that shit anyway. But he's in his emotional stage though. He's a kid. He's not really as logical as a man. Even as a man, if somebody came on your Twitter and was like, "Dog, I know where you live at," I'll put one in your ass. I'll tell him pull up. As a man, right? You don't know if he's serious or not. You don't know if he's serious or not, but you're not gonna take it lightly. Think about a kid that only listen to rap music. So when somebody says violence to them, they think it's what it is. That's just my 2 cents. Y'all still gonna say they suck on the weekends. Y'all still gonna say this guy can't do this. It's still gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's still gonna happen. They're on a platform, so they get criticized. Yes, their camp and the schools gonna have to deal with that and help them with that.
I think when it get too bad though, I think when you see some of the crazy stuff, man, it's like, come on, dog, you're a grown man, dog, you tripping.
Mm-hmm.
You tripping, dog.
My thing is this: you look, you can criticize the kids. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's a proper way to do it. My thing is, the words you say, the words you use, keep it in the barbershop, keep it in the house. It's just when you go to social media, when you go to groups and whoop whoop whoop, you either do it in a constructive way or don't do it at all. You can call somebody trash in your own house, talking to your homeboys at the barbershop. It's just when y'all decide that y'all want to take it to social media and take it to Twitter and you call it 18-year-old kids trash. Like, come on, bro. Like, they don't necessarily equate that to my game. They take it to heart. You don't do that, bro.
I'd love to know what the mindset is when someone does like what are you looking for a response?
They're just emotional. That's all they're looking for, somebody to dump that on. They feel like,
at all. Yeah, they just lost they just lost $100 at the bookie. And it ain't no more games left. Only team left to play is USC and Stanford, and the bookie closed. They don't know how to bet online.
Gotta be.
I'm telling you, that's what it is. So they're not thinking. It's the same thing if somebody bumped your child in the store. Zero logic in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing as if you got I don't know, ex-girlfriend or ex-baby mama or something, and when the logic just goes out the door.
I was thinking more now too. We live in an age where accountability is becoming more and more futile, or more and more rare, I should say. Where accountability doesn't have to be because of the internet and how wide it is and how much access people have, and they can get on and say whatever the fuck they want. Like, we all have opinions about shit, right? Like I was the biggest Jimmy Butler hater, and I'm a Heat fan. But when he shot that 3 against Boston, I was mad for 3 days about that shit. I was cussing out anybody who was like, "Oh man, that was the right shot." When I finally got my emotions and looked back, I was like, he took the right shot. He was trying to win the game. He put the team on his shoulders and tried to win the shit, right? But in that moment, I was hate tweeting everybody. Like, I get it, right? People want to see successful people continue to be successful. If they're not being successful, start to be successful. But at the same time, we got to have some accountability, like y'all said, as adults, to just not be using our platforms, whether big or small, to bash kids who are just trying to make a living for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Lawrence Taylor, I know he has some issues and some struggles, but I always go back to it, and I'm always happy that you show it. You know, that man's trying to just make a living, to keep his mama straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't have to come to UM. He could have went a myriad of places, especially throughout the SEC, and probably been fucking around and been an All-American. We owe him the respect and accountability to let him develop his craft and hopefully be able to achieve those dreams and put his mama in a big house with stupid cars and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sean Taylor played in Miami for how many years? 3?
Yeah. 3, right?
I think he started 2 and played 3. I believe.
Don't quote me. He played on special teams. He got red shirt his first year. What happened his first year?
Was he a special teamer?
His special team, kickoff or something?
Yeah, I gotta look it up.
I thought he was. But then again, we used to put starters on special teams, so he might have played special teams all 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he didn't. I want to say he was here for 3 years. I think he left as a junior, right?
Yeah, he left as a junior.
Here on Sports Reference to say 2, 02 and 03.
He was only here 2 years.
Yeah, he played as a sophomore.
So he got redshirted, like Streeter said.
Yeah, as a sophomore, he had played 13 games, 4 interceptions, 122 yards.
John Taylor got redshirted coming out of high school like that. Jesus Christ.
Wasn't Ed Reed in front of him?
Man, I was going to say, what kind of talent we had out here?
Jesus. that is crazy.
That was normal.
That is crazy, dog.
We keep talking about this shit. It was like, it was guys who
was normal.
Yeah, it was guys who legitimately went on to be like NFL legends that had to sit behind people, but that's just how it was. Like, now with the transfer portal age, it's like, motherfucker think he good enough. Like, fuck it, I'm leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people don't understand.
Think about it.
Anymore.
I can't remember what was his years, but even a little bit after, like when Shady McCoy came, Shady wasn't finna get out there and start. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man, he
said
always
it.
had depth, man.
Shady said he wanted to
Shady
come to
wasn't finna
Miami.
start.
Yeah, he said he wanted to come to
Well, he was
Miami.
here. It was his grades. I think was it grades.
I remember him
He
saying
was here.
on I Am Athlete podcast that he kind of saw that room and was like, man, I ain't getting on that field.
I think he have grade probably because he was here.
Like enrolled at
I
Miami.
believe he was. Yeah, I believe he was actually here. It was something with some grades or something.
Oh damn.
I want to say that, bro. I might be wrong, but I do want to say that. I believe that's what the situation was. I don't think it was him changing his mind or anything like that. I believe he was here. But even look at what Reeves told Marshall Faulk. Oh, you can come here, but you can't play running back. Ooh, okay. All right, brother.
All right, man. Let's get up out of here, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I got anything else, man?
Nah, appreciate. Oh wait, you going to any games in that street?
Yeah, I show up at 1 or 2. I think I got a camera guy going to. Actually, had a camera guy at Chaminade game. He said it started early at 6:30. When he got there, they already had 30 points.
Shout out to Sean Rounds, man.
He still sent me 5 touchdowns. And he still sent me 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, my people just asked me if I wanted to go to the Dillard Plantation game, and I might go check it out. I might.
Dillard Plantation.
Yeah.
I'm playing for Dillard. Dillard was kind of hurt up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Just seeing the injuries happening to these high school kids with this conference. Is it a conference realignment? What would you call it? Is that what it is? A conference realignment?
Mm-hmm.
That shit is annoying. It really is. Like I mean, for us, the city people, we get great games every week because, well, I think Tim posts that shit every week. I'm like, God damn, they got some. Those are the games that you. I remember, like, there's a point when I was down there that you really had to, like, you knew, like, every week, like, all right, I'm probably gonna drive out to this game. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna go check these guys out. Now it's like every damn night. It's like you can't go to them all. Like, it's some decent ass games, some decent teams playing. It's like just the realignment just kind of threw everything off because these teams that we were never accustomed to seeing play, like me being a South Ridge alum, I never really had to travel to the city because I knew Homestead, I knew South Dade, I knew Killian was all gonna have a decent game or someone decent that they could be playing. So you could just pop out to one of those. Now it's like the city just all thrown off now. It's weird. Even me, like when I come down there and we go see that, what is it, Columbus and Central. That's a game that motherfuckers usually play. Like that used to be a playoff game to go to the state championship type shit. That's a regular season ass game. It's like even then I gotta
They
drive.
don't scrambled everything up so much. I mean, you don't know. They don't scramble it up.
Yeah,
I don't know what the playoffs gonna look like. I don't know what's gonna look like. You got Northwestern and Booker T tonight. That'll be a good atmosphere game.
That was one of them games that was like, oh yeah, that's a great rivalry game. You know what I'm saying?
That game used to be packed.
It used to
be. But that Booker T is good. Booker T is well coached.
Yeah, Ice is back over there, right?
Yeah, they're well coached. But let's run up out of here, bro. I mean, I appreciate y'all dudes, man. Go sign some.
I appreciate it, bro. All right.
Hey, listen, man. 786-459-9499. Y'all want to get down with the IOD Squad? Just text us and say IOD Squad. 786-459-9499. Y'all saw earlier today, my dude made $80,000 in a day. He made $15,000 today. Trading options on IOD. He didn't know what stock market was until I talked to him about it, man, like a year ago. So 786-459-9499. If you want to get down with IOD Squad, send us a text. I'm D-Man. Don't put off tomorrow. Something you can do today. The rest of your life could be seconds away. I'm out of here.